We got a jam-packed Chiefs report. I am Harrison Graham from Chat Sports. Xavier Worthy, an eventful couple of days for him. We'll dive into the latest on the rookie wide receiver. Could Kadarius Toney be switching positions? And is there a competition for that number 2 cornerback job opposite of Trent McDuffie? Lots of juicy storylines emerging from St. Joseph. But how about this? We are starting to separate in our AFC West July subscriber battle. We are in the lead with 283 new subs this month. A round of applause to all of you. Let's keep it up. You know, Mitch and his minions over at the Raiders Report, they're going to be coming for us. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. If you want daily Chiefs coverage, we will continue to pump out the content for all of you. All right, Xavier Worthy dominating the first full day of training camp with veterans yesterday. But how did day 2 go? Well, we'll get to that in a second. Here's Matt McMullen talking about Xavier Worthy, saying, quote, "Thousands of fans at attendance on Sunday got what they came for when Mahomes linked up with Worthy for a highlight reel touchdown during 11-on-11 segment of practice. The play featured Mahomes scrambling to his left before firing a pass 50 or so yards downfield into the arms of Worthy, who made the catch despite good coverage." And if you haven't seen the clip, it's all over social media at this point. Go check out the Chiefs' Twitter. Mahomes, kind of patented Mahomes, sprints left, flips the hips, and just 3/4 one down there, about 50 yards in the air, and Worthy is ready to catch it. If he is the vertical threat that I think he can be, I don't know how you stop this offense, at least from passing the football, because the last couple of years, teams were able to take away the deep ball because the Chiefs didn't really have the personnel to run it. Kadarius Toney hasn't been what they hoped he would be. More on him in a second. They obviously traded Tyreek Hill, so they mastered the underneath, the quick passing game. So now with that mastery and bringing back the vertical passing attack with Xavier Worthy and Marquise Brown, like, if those two guys can be what they brought them in here to be, I don't know how you slow this team down. So that's really, really exciting to think about. And he just tracks the ball so well. I mean, this is something you saw at Texas a lot, his ability to come under the football downfield. Does he have certain limitations with certain routes? Yeah, but the guy can absolutely fly. And he's not just like, oh, he's like John Ross, he can fast. No, he tracks the ball. He's a good enough route runner. He can play through contact. So I'm excited about it. This is a type of player they have not had the past couple of years. And look, this is not a Tyreek Hill type of player. I think people get confused, like, oh, Tyreek's back. It's more of a Deshaun Jackson type where he can just take the top off on any given play, and so can Marquise Brown. So that's really fun to think about, and it's going to add a whole new dimension back to this offense that the Chiefs haven't had here in a couple of years. Now, day 2, Xavier Worthy, not at practice. People were freaking out for a moment after this tweet from Adam Teicher as he wasn't out there. But then he followed up 90 minutes later, found out that he has an illness, which is the reason he didn't practice. So deep breaths, Chiefs fans. I know it's been a little up and down with Xavier Worthy so far, but no big deal. Has a little illness. I would expect he is going to be out there very, very soon, and from what we've seen on the field so far when he's been out there, it's been pretty damn good. But like I said, it has been a little all over the place. He had the hamstring injury, missed OTAs in minicamp, made it to rookie camp fully recovered, it appeared, jammed his finger on the first day, had an awesome full first day of training camp with the veterans, didn't practice yesterday or today, so it's kind of been all over the place, but he's a rookie. These things take time, and I'm excited that he's here. And again, I wouldn't expect this illness thing to be more than a day or two, and no reason to put him out there if he's not feeling that great. So what has been your favorite highlight so far from training camp? It's got to be the bomb to Worthy, right? This is going to be a fun training camp to track with the speed now on this offense, but that clip's gone viral and for good reason. So let me know what your favorite highlight from training camp has been up to this point. All right, folks, we'll continue the show in just a moment, but we are sponsored by GameTime, the best ticketing app out there. Promo code ChatSports gets you $20 off. I got to tell you, I fulfilled a lifelong dream recently by going to the Home Run Derby, and it was a blast. And the only reason I was able to go is because of GameTime. Got my last-minute tickets, which is what they specialize in, for a pretty affordable price. Wouldn't have been able to do it otherwise. That's what GameTime provides. They give you an easy and painless way to purchase tickets just hours and sometimes even minutes before an event starts. Their specialty is those last-minute tickets. Flash deals, zone deals, which can also give you an opportunity to save more money on events as well. Listen, you want to go to the Chiefs preseason opener against Jacksonville? You can get in for $9 right now with GameTime. That is a steal. I know not everybody can go in the regular season, but these prices are pretty reasonable in the preseason. You can check that out. Obviously, the Royals are playing. They're in the middle of a wild card hunt right now as well. Lots of events to check out in the Kansas City area or anywhere, depending on where you live, obviously. So check out GameTime. Use promo code ChatSports to get $20 off last-minute tickets and flash deals, like I said. Also, you can see views, different vantage points from the stadium. Like if you're unfamiliar with an arena, you're going to see, okay, this is my vantage point. Because I hate going to an event and not knowing how my seats are going to be. You got the screenshots with GameTime, which is absolutely awesome. They guarantee a lowest price for you. So download the app right now. Use the promo code ChatSports for $20 off. Terms apply. Download GameTime today. Last-minute tickets. Lowest price, guaranteed. All right, let's continue the show here on the Chiefs Report. Kadarius Toney, the embattled former first-round pick who had a disastrous season last year, if we're just going to be honest. How about this? He started camp by getting reps with the running backs, which is certainly a potential interesting storyline here. PJ Green tweeting this out that he's in some running back drills. This one a speed option drill with Patrick Mahomes. And I'm intrigued by this. I really, really am. You look last year, I don't think this is necessarily indicative of what he could show at the running back spot. Obviously not that effective. Most of these were like jet sweeps, stuff like that. But obviously he has juice in the open field. He was an effective runner at Florida when they would line him up in the backfield occasionally or on end arounds and stuff like that. We know with the ball in his hands, he can make things happen. It just didn't work out last year. Had a ton of drops at the receiver position. I think this has potential. Now, I do want to say it as a kind of contributor standpoint. I don't think the way he's built, he could ever be like a heavy workload running back. Like he can't run between the tackles consistently. Like this is stuff on the perimeter. Like Green mentioned, speed option, like line him in the backfield, get him on the edge, toss plays out of the I formation or under center. You could still use them at receiver on some more jet sweep action, stuff like that. I will say this, though, this running back room, which is why I do think he could get some run at the running back position, it's Pacheco and a bunch of question marks. Look, Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been a soldier for this team. He says and does all the right things. He just doesn't have that much juice at this point. I thought last year as a runner, he regressed significantly. I think he averaged 3.2 yards per carry. Why not give it a look? Like, is Deneric Prince ready for a bigger role? Are they going to find somebody else? Cam Akers just signed with the Texans, a player I was interested in. So, can he give you 10 snaps a game at running back? And, 5-6 touches a game out of the backfield. Again, he can't be a heavy workload guy back there. He's too thin. You're not hammering him between the tackles, but you got Pacheco for that, and you can use CEH in short yardage. Maybe Toney can be a creative piece that Andy Reid is like, hey, let's get the creative juices flowing and get this guy the football in different ways, because as a receiver, it hasn't really worked out up to this point. So I'm intrigued with them trying it, and I'm fascinated to see if it turns into something. What do you guys think? Do you think Kadarius Toney will be a contributor at running back? Type Y for yes, type N for no. If he's not, I'll say this. If he's not, he's still very much on the bubble. Like, he's got to find ways to make himself useful. So hopefully he's embracing this, and it's something that he can lean into and provide some help for this football team. Another bit of a surprise emerging out of training camp early on here is a competition brewing at that number 2 cornerback spot. It certainly appears to be. Nate Taylor tweeting this out from Steve Spagnuolo saying that between Josh Williams, Jalen Watson, Najee Johnson, I think it's wide open, the direct quote from Spags. That's a bit interesting to me. Now, we told you guys coming out of OTAs and minicamp, and it's continued here in training camp, that in nickel packages, Jamari Connor's been playing at nickel. So that would lead one to believe that, it's, there's somewhat of an opening at the number 2 corner spot, but I kind of thought that would just be Jalen Watson. He's played the most the last couple of years. Obviously, Josh Williams has played a decent amount too, but once they move McDuffie to the outside after trading L'Jarius Sneed and put Connor at nickel, which maybe that could change. Maybe the loser of the CB2 battle gets some run at nickel too. That's certainly a possibility. But now it appears that 2-3 guys are battling for that number 2 outside corner job, which, hey, I'm all for competition. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just Jalen Watson's played a lot. He's played pretty well. I think he's been better than Joshua Williams. And I know they've always liked Nazeeh Johnson, but for him to firmly be in that competition, I guess I got to take it as a good thing. Like, he's shown them some good things. Obviously, he's been a good special teams player here. So this is going to be a big storyline. With L'Jarius Sneed out, they need to make the right decision here on how to complete this corner unit. And if Connor is going to be the nickel as they move McDuffie to the outside, then you got a couple of guys vying for that number 2 corner role. Maybe there's a bit of a rotation early in the season to figure out who plays the best at that spot. But I'm certainly monitoring this because I kind of figured Watson had the inside track, which maybe he does, but Spack says it's wide open. So that's definitely something to monitor. Speaking of the secondary, Justin Reid on the NFI list. Spags saying they won't have him for a little bit here. Now, what does that mean? 3 days, 2 weeks? Who knows? I don't think his regular season is in jeopardy, but here's Andy Reid talking about Justin Reid saying, we're just day-to-day in it right now and see how he does. He's very honest with you, and he's not going to hide anything. He's got to make sure he tells you how he's feeling, and so we trust him with that. And then VP of Sports Medicine, yada, yada, Rick Burkholder will take the care of the rest of that. Now, sounds like he's doing some things to the side. No helmet on, but, getting some individual work in on the side. So that would lead one to believe that it's minor. Usually when guys are at least out on the practice field, even if they're off to the side, that means they're close-ish to being back full go. So hopefully this is just precautionary. Again, it's, we're still in the month of July. Reid's a vet. He's been here for 2 years. You don't need to, force the issue if he's 80, 85% or something like that. So certainly don't force it. And look, you're a little thinner than you were a year ago in the secondary with a guy like L'Jarius Sneed gone. So you need Justin Reid to be healthy. You need him to be out there once the regular season gets here. Now, the good news about this is it gives a guy like Jaden Hicks more reps while he's out, so that's a positive. As of now, because you want to make him comfortable in that number 3 safety role. But certainly we all want Justin Reid out there and ready to go for when the bullets really start flying. How concerned are you about Justin Reid's health? Scale of 1 to 10. I'm not that concerned. If he's on the practice surface off to the side doing some stuff, 2 out of 10. I guess I'll go 1 higher than 1, but I'm not too panicked. One move took place in the secondary, by the way. Tyree Gillespie back in the fold. Josh Alper saying that they've signed him to the 90-man. Trey Dean was waived in a corresponding move. Gillespie was on the Chiefs practice squad in December and January last season. Re-signed with the team in February before getting cut again when the team signed in undrafted free agents. Gillespie had 8 tackles in those 14 appearances in his career. So, again, you see a lot of this during this time of year while these rosters still have 90 players on them. Back into the rosters are going to shuffle in and out. Teams figure out pretty quickly, 88 through 90, these guys can't really play, so let's bring in a couple other guys who can. So obviously they have familiarity with Gillespie, if nothing else, to help in a practice manner moving forward. All right, that's going to do it for the Chiefs Report. Again, hit that subscribe button to extend our lead in our July sub-battle against the Raiders and the Broncos. We will be back tomorrow with another episode, so see you then.